What is up, guys? Formal Guy 01 here, and yes, it is finally time. NASCAR is returning to GT Sport, the NASCAR Racing League Cup Series Season 3 race coverage. And as these drivers are doing their pace lap to start this final stage, we're going to cover a couple of things here to get this video started. So, first thing, I have a new mic. Voice might sound a little bit different, so with that being said, there might be a couple of issues I have to deal with doing this because sometimes it cuts out because it's a new mic, so that shouldn't be a problem in the near future, but for this race it might be. But yeah, this is really fun to be able to get to do this again, and I want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas, because this should go up on Christmas Day. Kind of like a little Christmas gift to everybody that watches these videos, which there are a lot of you that watch these videos, and I very much appreciate it, as well as everybody else in this league. And as we go forward, this race here, this is the start of Stage 3. Just this final stage coverage, and Car Freak here, he has won stages 1 and 2, trying to win this third stage. And going forward, we have a lot of races coming up. I'm going to try to get through them all. We have a couple of races in Northern Isle, we have a race at Circuit de la Sarthe, we have Suzuka East, a couple other races too. I think Allstace is one of them, but yeah, this is a really cool thing to be able to come back to the NRL and get a video cranked out for y'all. I've noticed a crazy amount of new viewers to the Blue Moon 250 video. That video has the most views on this channel. And again, we really appreciate all of the views and all of the stuff you guys keep doing with these videos. And I'll go over more as this race proceeds and talk to you about more stuff that's going to happen. But with that being said, let's go green. Alright guys, a lot of people have been asking for this, a lot of people have been wondering where this is, but here we go. Cars are coming down the front straightaway, and NRL is back. We are green at Dragontrail. And as you see, Car Freak's line is going to get a decent start on that restart, but KC's getting a little bit of a push from the back. Sobek's going to come to the rear of KC. Almost 3 wide for the lead going into these turns. Can they get through it? Car Freak's going to hold the lead. But there's a lot of stuff going on behind. Oh, KC sideways. KC is sideways getting into Kuma. That is a 2-car wreck, and that will bring out the first caution of Stage 3. There's a lot of commotion going through those turns, but once these drivers really get warmed up for this stage, I think everything will go fine. This is kind of crazy seeing this because I've been kind of on a hiatus from GT Sport because there hasn't been much going on. I've just been on GTA with a bunch of friends, running jobs, trying to earn money for the new update, which any GTA players out there, if you haven't got the Cayo Perico heist, I highly recommend it because it is a great update. But yeah, right now, the NRL, I do believe, is still taking people if you want to join, so you can message this guy here in the 42, KC and Q Roll. Just message him on PlayStation. Mention my YouTube channel and just say that you're coming from there and you want to possibly try out to join. Not sure how much space is left with that, but you might be able to get in and join these guys, because I hear they're still racing daily. I think on Mondays, might be Fridays actually. But yeah, we have a lot of races to go through, and I cannot make any guarantees of how daily they're going to be going forward. However, I'm going to do my best to try to get them daily, because this was, when I was in this league as a racer, it was very fun being able to race every week and compete. And obviously the competition level across all these guys was really good. Alright, so the drivers are getting formed up here. And this league has a thing where if nobody has to pit, they just go green on the first lap after the caution. And yeah, things are looking good, and plus I was a little bit delayed because my mic got broken. Or it didn't really get broken, but there was a static issue where every time I tried to record something, there was tons of static going through it. I don't know what caused it, but got a mic and got a new space in my capture gallery to record these races. So here they come to the front straightaway, and green flag is out. Restart in there. Car Freak did not get any help whatsoever from Gator, but he did get a good restart. 3 wide behind Car Freak, and you see Bullet up here trying to get through up there. One of the new rookies for the season. Coming into turn 1, Car Freak gets really loose. So does Flutter and Sobek. Gator's sideways. Flutter's wrecked. And yeah, that is another 2-car wreck. That will be another caution. This is quite interesting. Dragontrail's been a racetrack that everybody's been going to since the first season, and there's a few rookies in the field, and they are just having a little bit of trouble getting through those turns to start this stage. Alright, well, we'll get these drivers settled back up and we'll get ready for the restart. Alright, as the drivers are coming around the final turn for this restart, very interesting front row. We have the Season 1 champion paired with Lone. Back-to-back Final Fours in the first 2 seasons. Alright, green flag is out. Kuma's going to get a really good restart, and KC is going to come to his aid really fast. Lone did not get going whatsoever on that restart, even though Sobek's trying to push him up there. Kuma's really beating and banging in that 41 car. Under-braking! Everybody under-braked! Lone is a little bit sideways, but KC is going to thread the needle and take the lead, and it looks like everybody got through there okay. And yes, we are green through that turn, so there you go. And as KC pulls out to the lead, you got Kuma all brake locks through that turn. Looks like Sobek got into the wall back there. Looks like he's going to get off of it okay, though. And you can see here, we have a few cars with those yellow rookie stripes. They are kind of new to this league. Gator's been kind of in and out of this series for a while. He's done a couple of races, but he never really stayed in here long to do many. And Bullet here, driving this 18 car. It's quite interesting, him driving this car, because it's the first time that JGR is fielding a car since the first season, really. Because last season they fielded the 19 car for a couple of just fill-in races with a part-time driver. And Car Freak goes into the grass coming out of that turn. Car Freak was leading early, and now he's falling back to 7th place. As we see here, KC driving that Chip Ganassi 42. He really has a big lead right now over Kuma. Something quite interesting that I always love to point out, and you're going to hear me point this out a lot going forward with these races, is Kuma's story as to the cars that he's driven for is just so interesting. Because in Season 1, he came in mid-season and drove the 19 for JGR. Literally took that car to a season title winning franchise. Then in Season 2, he moves to Hendrick Motorsports, drives the 9 car for a little while, and then eventually switches to the 24. Literally goes back to the Championship 4 as a defending series champion. I think he finished 3rd or 4th, probably 3rd. And now, he joins Stewart-Haas Racing, but the only thing that's interesting about that is he's won a season title, Car Freak has won a season title, they're the only 2 season title winners, and they are now on the same team. So, Stewart-Haas Racing, you could argue they are fielding the best quality racers that this league has, the only 2 season champions. And no, I did not mean to say that right as Kuma got really loose. That was really bad timing on me. Might as well be an NFL announcer on that one. And he's going to slow way down. He's going to allow Flutter to just blow right by him. Yikes on that one. I'm not really sure what Kuma did. It looks like he got into the sand. And he's going to really underbrake going through that turn. Gives Flutter a little bump, and he's going to take 2nd place right back from him. Aggressive driving from that Stewart-Haas driver. As we look back here, we see 2 of the rookies driving bumper to bumper. And coming through the bus stop. Oh! Kuma wrecked going through the bus stop hard. Alright, KC is still your leader. And with that, we will have a caution and we will get these cars grouped back up for the restart. Alright, so the cars are forming up here coming out of the bus stop. And they actually just went through a pit cycle. And the interesting thing is, KC and Sobek, they both stayed out. So they are now going to maintain the front row. Everybody else came into the pits to get tires and fuel. And yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I know we're only about 7 laps through this, but you would think that everybody would pit on the first run just to see what's wrong with their cars and whatnot. Alright, very interesting front row here, coming down the front straightaway. Got 2 Chevys on that front row, kind of cool to see that. And green flag is back out. Sobek has his teammate on his rear, but Flutter gets a huge push from Car Freak. So no help to Sobek there. They are 3 wide for the lead. Oh boy, this is very nerve-wracking. Sobek underbrakes. Flutter shoots through the gap. Car Freak takes over 2nd. And there's no caution, but there is a lot of stuff going on. Wow. Okay, we will stay green, but ever so barely. Alright, well, these top 2 right here, people would argue these are the 2 best drivers in the league, but definitely 2 of the best drivers at this racetrack, and now they're running 1-2 to battle it out. Flutter had a crazy career so far in the NRL. He went to the championship for back-to-back seasons, but he's just come up short for the title both times, and he is definitely looking for some redemption in that. And right now, he's got that Season 2 champion breathing down his neck. Also worthy to point out here that coming through the bus stop, Flutter's driving a Fantasy Mountain Dew Voodoo car, and I think that's easily the best looking car from this race. And funny enough, Casey and Q-Roll, he's the guy that does most of our car liveries. Sometimes drivers themselves make a livery or two, but not often do they usually race them. And coming through that turn, Flutter has just nailed that turn. If you've noticed the last few laps, he just gets such a run coming out of that turn. Like, look, Car Freak was on his bumper, and now Flutter's just gapping him. It's crazy. You see on the display there, Flutter just ran his best lap of the race. Yeah, this is going to be a fierce battle. Whoa! Car Freak under-braked incredibly, going through the sand, and oh, they get into each other! Car Freak's brakes just did not work whatsoever. KC gets into Flutter. Or no, I think that was Kuma. Car Freak was able to get out of that somehow. Okay, yeah, that's easily a caution. I would like to look back at that. I'm sure you all would like to as well, because I'm curious what the heck happened to that 14 car. Alright, so we're going to look at the hood view here. So Car Freak's somewhat gaining on Flutter a little bit with the draft and whatnot, and coming down into this turn, you're going to notice Flutter brakes right there. Car Freak's brakes just do not work. Goes into the sand, he stays into the gas, and then just right into Flutter. You can see Car Freak, oh yeah, right there, you can see Kuma was the one that got into Flutter. You can see right there, if Car Freak would have not stayed in the gas, they probably wouldn't have gotten into each other, and it would have stayed green, but Car Freak just kept his foot in it, and ooh, that was a hard hit. Hit Flutter right in the passenger door. Good thing it wasn't in the driver door. Alright, and pit cycles have gone through. The only person to come down pit lane was Sobek. He's one of the drivers that did not pit on that first caution reminder, so he's going to go to the rear, but he will have slightly fresher tires than the rest of the field. Except for KC. KC's still running on the starter tires. Alright, this is going to be an interesting restart because we have two teammates on the front row. However, Car Freak has a rookie on his bumper, and Kuma has obviously a veteran. Alright, green flag is out, and ouch! Nobody really got going in either row. I mean, Car Freak got a little bit of a start, but oof, no help from either side. Heading down into this first turn. Oh, Kuma underbraked a little bit, smoking sideways, 3 wide for second place. Flutter once again will thread the needle and get right up to Car Freak's bumper. Everybody gets through it okay, and look out, here comes Bullet. That rookie in the 18 is going to stay to the inside. Wow! Hitting that rumble strip, almost wrecking, but they somehow still hold it. 18's a little sideways there. Look at the battle for the lead. Flutter is all over Car Freak. Side by side for the lead. Side by side for a second, then that got fixed. Just wow. Car Freak is taking this team to a season championship, and obviously he's trying to do it again, but as he's going to go way off into the grass and into the wall as I say that. Going down to this turn. Oh, a little bit of a kick from Flutter. Once again, side by side for the lead. Only on lap 11, and these guys are racing like it's the last lap. Oh, going through the bus stop 2v2 is really hard, but they're going to work it out and go single file. As no, they do not work it out. Car Freak wrecks into the bus stop, and Flutter will take the lead. And there is a caution now. Caution on the racetrack. Trouble with the 48. Here is engine struggling. It looks like the 48 also wrecked through the bus stop, so that will be another caution, and we will get these cars grouped back up. Alright, so as cars are coming out of almost the last turn here to get set, Sobek did actually crash head-on into that bus stop barrier, so that was enough to bring on a caution. As you see here, Flutter maintained the lead, but on the front row, 2 of the original members of this league. And coming down the front straightaway, it's going to be interesting to see who gets a good enough start. Green flag is out. Car Freak gives a huge bump to KC, and yes, that will give his teammate a pretty good push. But as you can see here, Flutter got an even better push from the 43. Oh, they're really bumping going down into this turn. Almost 5 wide for the lead. Good Lord, these people are crazy. And I'm not saying a thing. They got through it. We're just going to leave it at that because there's nothing more needs to be said. As Flutter gets really loose coming out of that turn, but he will take the lead. Sobek gets really loose, and oh Lord, Car Freak, he moved up to 4th, and wow. You don't understand. We might show a replay of it later, but they were 4 wide, probably 5 wide for a split second for the lead. That's just insane. And they all made it through the turn. They didn't wreck. After all the times they wrecked earlier, they can go 5 wide and make it, so I guess that's the logic here. While Flutter gets the lead, he's got his Hendrick Motorsports teammate trying to work Lone over and keep him back there. And there is a caution on the track. Huh, we're going to have to look and see what happened there, because I'm not quite sure what happened. Alright, well, looking through the replay, funny enough, the 2 teammates crashed each other. So coming through here, it looks like Kuma's brakes went out or something, because he undercut that corner and got right into his teammate. And Car Freak just couldn't hold it. He overcorrects, goes right into the wall. And yeah, that's a caution. Not really sure what happened there with the 41. It looked like he underbraked and just tried to overcut the corner. Alright, we're on lap 13. And this race is getting dicey. If there's another 5 wide restart, oh boy, I'm not sure if these guys are going to make it through it. Alright, so they are coming around to the final turn for this restart, and it's quite interesting seeing how they would go 5 wide on a restart about halfway through the final stage. It shows you how much everybody wants to win this race. And again, the rules of this league, if you win 3 races, you get an automatic playoff spot. And Flutter has already won the season opener, so if he wins today, that would be his 2nd win towards a playoff lock. So alright, Flutter and Lone front row, green flag is out, rookies in the 2nd row, and Car Freak makes an aggressive move, 4 wide in the 2nd row. Yes, you're seeing that correctly. Flutter is fighting off both rows, trying to keep the lead. And coming down under braking, oh look out, Car Freak's coming on the outside, can he get around Flutter? It looks like he can, but Kuma's around in the back. You're going to see if that brings out a caution. So far it doesn't, and these cars are locked to each other. I'm really not sure how neither of them wrecked. But alright, this is basically the best racing you're going to see today with these 2, because if these 2 are top 2, it's going to be crazy. So Car Freak and Flutter, you have a playoff lock driver and another driver trying to get locked. So you can imagine how heated this could get. As here we go, Flutter's going to try to make it 2 wide if he can. Car Freak's going to hold the inside line, not typically the preferred line, but he will get a nice drive off the corner, but Flutter's right there still. And once again, this bus stop is really dangerous, and there is a caution out once again. We have a driver stopped in the track. It is Sobek, and he is not moving. Oh boy. Something happened with that 48 car. They're trying to get help out to him immediately. Not really sure what happened. Maybe his car's not working. Maybe he needs a push. Alright, well, either way, we'll get this settled and we'll get ready for another restart because obviously the caution is out and actually the red flag is out because they do not want cars moving on the racetrack. Alright, cars are coming around to the final turn, getting ready for another restart. Lap 16 going into lap 17, and a massive pit cycle just went through because Car Freak pitted from the lead and he went back to 6th place. So either he had a problem with that car or he really wanted some fresh rubbers. Alright, Flutter paired with a rookie on the front row. Bullet getting that 18 car to a 2nd place right now. Here we go, green flag is out. Kuma's going to give a big push to Flutter, but here comes Sobek, 3 wide once again on the front row. Look at Kuma, here we go. They are once again almost 5 wide. It's going to fix itself as 2 cars, 3 cars under brake going through that. Kuma right now gets the lead. No, look at KC's move, wow. He just forced that McDonald's Chevy through that, and he's going to take the lead away from Kuma. 3 wide, Lone under brakes, KC under brakes. And now Lone goes to the lead. Okay, why not, right? So much stuff is happening at such a rapid pace, it's almost hard to keep up with everything. So we've talked about Lone a lot. He's won a few races. I believe he won 1 or 2 races last season, but again, back-to-back Championship 4 appearances, and he's trying to see if he can finally win a title this season. So they're definitely going to look to try to get that fixed, as they are once again going too wide through the bus stop. Lone under brakes, gets into the wall. Looks like he's going to get out of it okay, though he does have some front damage. Alright, once again, Flutter goes to the lead, and Car Freak looks like he's going to get around Sobek for second place. Still fighting on the inside, but yes, Car Freak will hold that outside momentum. And with all of that happening, Flutter has a decently gapped lead. This league is crazy. It's races like this that just, we cannot wait to get more races cranked out to y'all. Things might not look exactly the same as what they did before, however, we are definitely going to still keep the videos going as Car Freak hits the sand and spins, gets into KC. You see him cranking in reverse right there as he's really close to one of our cameras. And yes, that will be a caution. Might have to relook at that one because Car Freak was just charging off of that corner, and then all of a sudden he caught the sand. So looking from Sobek's hood here, coming out of this turn, Car Freak was just really foot in at 100%, and then he just ever so barely catches the sand, spins out. Sobek avoids, but Casey couldn't, and that's a 2-car wreck. And somehow nobody else hit Car Freak while he was sideways in the middle of the racetrack. But alright, we will get these cars grouped up as we are approaching the end of this race. Alright, cars are coming around again for another restart. And we had another major shakeup of this list here because another pit cycle just went through, and yeah, Flutter's back to third, and we once again have another rookie on the front row. It's Gator in that 1 car joining Ganassi this season. Alright, Sobek is your control car, and he picked the left lane, which is not typically what the leader chooses. Green flag is back out. Flutter tried to get around Gator, but instead he's just going to give him a push. Look at Gator's run on the inside. Casey's going to push Sobek up to try to keep the lead. Really interesting seeing how Sobek chose that lane to restart as he's going to get really loose. Somehow is holding that race car. As you see, Car Freak's up on the inside. He's going to try to lead, but they are too wide. Really dangerous spot to be too wide. Car Freak's going to go off into the sand. Somehow holds his line. Comes back onto the racetrack. Do not even think about asking me how Car Freak held that line and was able to basically hold third. You see Casey's going to try to get under Car Freak, can't get there, and with all of that, Sobek is going to go to the lead. Sobek went to the Championship 4 in Season 1. I don't think he made it in Season 2, but either way, very strong driver in that 48. Boy, if he could get a win here today, that would really mean a lot for his playoff hopes. But you can see here, Sobek is actually gapping himself a little bit to Kuma for the lead. Coming through this bus stop, Kuma's been really strong here. He did wreck early, and he's going to wreck again as I say that! Kuma has a hard lick through that bus stop barrier. But surprisingly, it's a 1-car wreck, and look at this! 3 wide for second place. Car Freak in the middle, Flutter to the outside, trying to get that apex off the corner, but Car Freak will prevail and hold second place. Ever so barely. As we look here, Flutter's all over KC's bumper. Just trying to stay with him as these laps wind down, because as this race gets closer to the finish, these drivers are going to get even more fierce. A little bit of smoke back there. I'm not sure what that was from. And this is kind of crazy because we are officially in the near end of this race. I mean, because here's the thing, Sobek could easily win this race if it goes green, and then these drivers back here continue to race themselves the way that they're racing. And as I say that, there is some smoke coming off of that 48. He gets wicked loose. He's going to have to be really strong behind that wheel because you literally have 2 of the best drivers behind him, but Sobek's maintaining the gap. Gonna underbrake a little bit. Wow, Flutter got into Car Freak hard and just moved him right out of the way. Car Freak's gonna fall back to 5th place off of that. And actually, that will be a caution. Good, we can look at it, because I have no idea what that was. So coming down this through the S-turns, if you listen closely, we're on the hood view of KC's car. It honestly sounds like he missed a shift. Hear those revs? He missed some sort of shift. He could not brake. He gets into Flutter, and then Flutter got into Car Freak, so that was really nothing on Flutter. It's just KC had nowhere to go, and he literally missed a shift big time. Alright, Sobek is your leader, and with that, there's only a few laps to go, so we're going to get these drivers set back up. Pit cycle just went through, and your front row is Sobek and KC. Decent pair of Camaros there on the front row, and this is really interesting because I know Sobek has had a little bit of success restarting on that left lane, but I mean, he chose to start in front of Gator instead of Car Freak, and Car Freak has been one of the best at restarts this entire season. So, alright, here we go. Oh, a little tap from the drivers. Alright, well, front straightaway. Green flag is out. As you can see, literally, Gator did not get going, but Bullet certainly did, giving Car Freak a little bit of a hit. KC should be able to pull out to a decent lead if he times this right. And he will under-brake, and so does Sobek. And as we see here, Car Freak just threads the needle again, but look at Bullet, the rookie in the 18. He's going to try to get second place away from Lone and hold it. He will for now. Look out for Bullet. Look out for Sobek on the inside. What a move there. Sobek's going to take second place back, as Bullet is really wiggling trying to save that car. He does get in the wall a little bit, but it looks like he will get off of it okay. A lot of dirt and smoke being thrown up here as these drivers continue to go back to green flag racing. Crazy to see. As we see here, Car Freak goes back to the lead. I do believe that Car Freak pitted on that last pit cycle, so he is among the drivers that has fresh tires. I believe Car Freak, Flutter, Kuma, and KC all have fresh tires. And there is actually a caution, as we have a big problem coming out of that turn back there. So many drivers are slow. We're going to have to see what just happened there. Wow. Oh, it was Gator. He under-brakes, sent Flutter into Kuma. Flutter just spins, couldn't save it. Gets into Kuma again. Gator crashes. Wow, that was like a 3-4 car wreck. Jeez. Oh, wow, Gator got into him again. Gator was not happy with Flutter right there. Looks like he just gave him a little tap of revenge or something there. Wow. All right, let's get him grouped back up because this has been quite the race. Cars are grouped back up, and there are just 3 laps to go. So this brings a very interesting situation because obviously with NASCAR there are green-white checkers, but with this league it's a little bit different. So basically, if we have a caution within the next lap or 2, we're probably going to a green-white checkered. If one comes out on the second to last lap, we're definitely going to one. But alright, Car Freak and Sobek on the front row. Green flag is out. With 3 laps to go, you know these drivers are going to start trying anything they possibly can. And Car Freak and Kuma, 2 teammates, really working together good on that restart. Sobek underbrakes a little bit. So does Car Freak. He's a little bit loose, but he's going to get a big shove from his teammate. And look at Flutter wheeling that car up to second place. No, Sobek's going to hold second for now. Flutter was literally sideways drifting that car off the corner. Beating and bagging 2 Hendrick Motorsport teammates. Sobek gets tossed into the fence. He's going to fall way back to 6th place. And while all that's happened, look at Car Freak's lead that he's gotten off of that. Wow. But we've been saying it this whole race. Flutter and Car Freak, 2 of the better drivers in this league, arguably. And now they're running 1-2 at the closing of this race. The only question now is, will there be a caution? Because if not, Flutter is going to have to make up a 3-4 second deficit to Car Freak. Something way easier to say than do. Ooh, Flutter had a little bit of wall contact there in the bus stop. Another little bit of wall contact there. Oh, another little bit. Oh, man, he is trying anything in that car. Car Freak's going to gap himself a little bit more to Flutter now, but Don't count Flutter out. And while we look at this race just coming to a close here, I do want to say a huge, huge thank you to everybody out there that continues to watch our NASCAR videos. Even though I haven't been cranking them out, I often go and look at our older videos, and for whatever reason, y'all really like that Blue Moon 250 video, because it was the first video I ever made of this league, and seeing it now almost eclipse 7,000 views, I really appreciate it. And that's one of the main reasons that I'm trying to get these videos cranked out again. And Flutter gets really loose right there. He's trying anything. As you see the time gap, he's running his best lap currently by almost 2 seconds. So if a caution comes out right now or anytime before this lap ends, we will go to a green-white checkered. But if they take the white flag, the next flag will end the race, be it checkered or caution. If Kuma could just get up to Flutter, he might be able to slow him down a little bit for Car Freak's sake. Oh man, you heard that. The Flutter is roaring off of that corner. We're going to compare their lap times, Car Freak and Flutter, this lap, because this is basically all of it. Flutter gets into the wall again. As we look up at Car Freak, that's the gap right there. He has maintained this gap throughout these last couple of laps. And once again, it feels great to have these videos coming back out to y'all. And here we go. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. As we compare lap times, Car Freak has a 1:36.952. Flutter had a 1:36.874. So he was faster than Car Freak, but by less than a tenth. So that is how good these drivers are. I've said it many times, but again, arguably, 2 of the best drivers in this league, putting on a show for this comeback to YouTube for this league. It's going to come down to one of 2 things happening. Car Freak's either going to run his way to this win, or he's going to make a mistake, and Flutter's going to steal it. If Car Freak does get this win, though, it will mean the first sweep of the season. Which actually, last season when he won the title, he had a lot of sweeps. And I must say, we have a lot of great races coming up. We have a couple of Northern Isle races. I think we're going to Sarth. I want to say also we're going to Suzuka East. Just so many great races coming up. And again, I cannot guarantee or confirm any kind of scheduling for those races, but we're definitely going to get them cranked out to y'all. Coming out of the bus stop, Car Freak gets through it, and Flutter does not! Flutter wrecks coming out of the bus stop, and Car Freak can just cruise to the win if he wants. Flutter had everything. He was giving it all he had for this. But the Season 2 champion, winning 3 races in a row, make that 4 in a row. Car Freak is going to win Dragontrail and sweep the weekend, his first sweep of this season. And with that, Flutter will bring home a very nice second place. But wow. Well, as you just saw, Car Freak takes home the win. Flutter takes home second. Car Freak's teammate gets third. We saw 5 wide restarts. We saw a bunch of beating and banging. A lot of good saves, too. There were a fair amount of wrecks, but at the same time, so many avoided situations, so many saves. That was a great race. So I'm not sure where we're going to next after this race, but again, Panorama, Suzuka East, Northern Isle, I think even a Route X race or 2. Just a lot of stuff that we can get cranked out to y'all. I will say, not really using this as an advertisement plug, but the way the world is now, there's just a lot of dark stuff that just continues to keep happening, and me and my friends, we play GTA online a lot. We just have fun and goof off and be stupid. We laugh and, you know, we act dumb, but it makes some pretty funny videos. So if y'all just want to have a laugh and just watch some people do stupid things, I highly recommend checking out our GTA Funny Moments series. We have a playlist right now that has over 140 episodes on the channel, and it's fun. Those are the videos that are kind of keeping me away from doing this in a way, just because there's a lot of stuff that goes into getting those videos out. But with that being said, Car Freak now has 4 wins on the season. Flutter still has 1. And yeah, this season has a lot of great potential to be a good season. And once again, if y'all want to try to get into the NASCAR Racing League, please message Casey and Q-Roll. No guarantee that you can get in, but I'm pretty sure there's always a slot open at some point. Or I think you can try out for the next season, which the next active season is going to be Season 5, I think. Can't confirm that either, but again, a huge thank you to all the people that continue to watch these videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoy all of the ones coming soon. And I hope you continue to enjoy all the races that have been posted. And with that being said, we will see you next time on the NASCAR Racing League.